97.9 GRD Rocks, Johnnie Walker with you, and I've got the opportunity right now to bring on somebody that you guys are going to enjoy talking with and enjoy seeing even more come April. I've got Sam on from Chevelle. How you doing, Sam?
Oh, I'm on fire, man.
You guys are in the midst of rehearsals right now. How are rehearsals going?
It's really good. It's just, learning all the new music and everything. But I was saying we probably need to be drinking more so we remember how to play these songs when we're drunk.
Now, you're rehearsing the songs that you're going to play on tour. How do you guys go about selecting the set list for your tours? Is there a lot of arguing, a lot of knockdown dragouts?
No, it is complicated because we have over 80 songs right now, but we just write a set list and just kind of whittle it down. It usually starts about 30 songs, and we whittle it down to about 18, 19, 20 songs. And then we change one or two of those songs, maybe three of those songs out pretty much every night. So it just kind of keeps developing day to day.
So how do you guys decide, like a Tiebreakers? Like some of you want the song, some of you don't want the song. Who decides what happens?
Nobody really cares because it's like, all right, well, don't put it in today. We'll put it in tomorrow. So there's never really ties or anything like that. And plus, a lot of the songs are on very different tunings, so they kind of have to go together. In order to play one, you might as well play the other. So that's pretty much how it works out.
And you sit back and laugh because you don't have to retune your drums.
That's exactly right.
Speaking of arguments and drums, I read on your website that there was a little bit of discussion for the new album about electronic drums and your resistance to using them.
No, not really so much resistance. We just used an electric drum kit because it made it really simple to do demos. And we've done that before, and Pete was really into ministry, and he was like, Go get an electric drum kit. And it's funny because he said to somebody, he's like, I got Sam an electric drum kit. How he got me an electric drum kit was he called me up and said, go get an electric drum kit. Yeah.
Because that's exactly how it reads on the website, too. I got Sam an electric drum kit.
I know. It's funny. But, hey, whatever. It's fun.
You should put that story up there on the webpage, too. It's like, this is how it works when he says he did.
Hey, that's how it works in his head.
So now we've cleared that up. So you've got this new album, La Gargola. Comes out on April 1st. Mm-hmm. Why the title La Gargola?
Well, a couple of the songs on the record are sort of influenced by, horror movies and zombies and things like that. So the gargoyle being sort of a mythical creature. And there was a song called La Gargola, or The Gargoyle, on the record, and we ended up thinking that was a good title, so we just took it from that song. But that song was about Pete, sort of imaginary him being hunted when he steps outside of his house.
I saw something here. You said runs into gargoyles taking out the trash.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like the start of a horror movie. Like you're just doing my normal thing and open the door to take out the trash, and you feel like you're being watched, and then you see some eyes somewhere, like around the corner of the house, and you're just being hunted.
So it seems like the lyrical style, the approach has kind of changed over the last few albums.
Well, I mean, Pete likes to write lyrics about things that are going on, either they're going on around us or imaginary things. And a lot of people will just write about a lot of me and I and we and you. And that just kind of is limiting. So he tries not to do that. And because of that, he can write about a lot of different subjects. So that's basically how his lyrics are influenced.
Now, how often do you guys input on the lyrics?
Well, the lyrics, usually it's just a matter of sometimes he'll say, what's a good subject for this? Or else he'll say, what's another word for this? But for the most part, he does it all himself.
You guys are covering a lot of ground. You've got some horror movie stuff. There's a song about the environment on there, about the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of subjects right now. I mean, it's an interesting time to be alive. We've got massive problems with mental health. We've got massive problems with our oceans. We've got Friday the 13th movies coming back around. It's a great time to be alive.
And your approach for the new album, you guys wanted to make it sound different, kind of change things up a little bit, and you went back to Joe Barresi. What brought you back to him to make the album sound different and do something else with it?
Well, Joe Barresi is just a great producer. He's a great dude, and he just pushes us to try all kinds of stuff. And certainly this record, I think it's a heavy record, and it sounds like us. So we didn't stretch past that, intentionally. We wanted it to be a heavy record. We wanted to just have it be that so we can get up and just rock out every night and be happy to play the songs we wanted to play. But being with Joe is always great because no matter what, he'll take something that's good and make it better.
Yeah, and if the rest of the album is any indication from Take Out the Gunman, it's going to be a very heavy record from you guys.
It's pretty heavy, yeah. There's a lot of like blast beat kinds of songs and stuff. So, but it's fun to play live. It really is.
I'm talking with Sam, the drummer for Chevelle, and we're talking about touring and all this great stuff. You're starting your tour up in just a couple weeks in Indianapolis, and you hit here on April 21st. Mm-hmm. You guys have toured with a lot of great bands, done a lot of cool tours, like the Carnival of Madness a few years ago. You've toured with a lot of great bands. Who's been the most fun band that you've ever toured with?
The funniest? Is that what you said?
The most fun or the funniest, either way.
Well, I don't know necessarily who's the most fun. I mean, when you end up making friends with people is when you kind of have the most fun. So I don't know necessarily which tour that was, but we've had some great tours where we really made friends. And like I remember we did a tour with Audio Slave. That was many years ago. That was one of those tours that was just every night was just crazy. But we've done your big festival tours, and then we've done mostly now we do our own headline tours, and we get to take out bands like Middle Class Rut, whom we're taking out again with us, and that's really, really cool because we're friends with those guys. We have fun, we can drink and hang out and be normal, and there's not drama and all that crap every day. So that's good.
Okay, weird question. Lots of bands talk about how just repulsive the stenches can get in the bus. Who's been the stinkiest band you've ever toured with?
The stinkiest band we ever toured with?
Yeah, just you go on their bus and it's just ridiculous. You can't even breathe.
It's always a van. The van is always the worst because when you have a bus, your driver is at least cleaning the bathroom and stuff like that. But the vans just smell like genitals. It's awful. They all do, man. They're equal.
Okay, have you ever made the mistake of going number 2 in the bus toilet?
I've never made the mistake, although I've thrown up in enough bus toilets, that's for sure.
What band haven't you toured with that you really, really want to tour with?
We've actually never toured with the Deftones. We've done a bunch of shows with them, but we've never actually toured with them. I think that would be a lot of fun. And Clutch actually is another one.
Deftones, you guys, and Clutch.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a pretty cool bill.
Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be fun, man.
Yeah. Okay, I know you've heard about all the crazy tour rider requests. There's been, of course, the Van Halen Brown M&M story and J-Lo's all white dressing rooms and all that stuff. What would be the one crazy tour rider request you'd put into a tour rider just to see if people were paying attention?
Well, we've done all kinds of weird stuff. Like we put candy cigarettes on there a couple times. It is just to see if they're paying attention. But the things that become difficult are like you want a certain kind of cereal in the morning or something, but you want it to be like a health cereal, and they can't find it. Or Dean will put certain things because he's making shakes, and he'll put stuff on there like flaxseed, and people won't be able to find it. So, but I mean, there's nothing really that weird other than that kind of stuff. It ends up, a long time ago it was junk food, and now, of course, it's not junk food.
Well, speaking of food, since you have been all over the world, you played all these different places, you got to eat all kinds of different food from all over the world. What's your favorite country to tour in just for the food?
Oh, man. I mean, this is cheesy, but the U.S. has the best food in the world. However, when you are going to different places, you can try. And we like seafood. I mean, I can get pretty specific about state to state what we look for in there. I mean, I remember we were in Boston for 2 days, and we had lobster 3 times, 3 different ways. And that was just every time we go to Boston, we had to try to have at least have a lobster roll. So it kind of ends up being about the states. But when you're out of the country, depending on what you're doing and where you're eating and what the country is, you just got to be careful what you eat. It's more like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Pete he ate like a chicken wrap off of a cart off the street.
Uh-oh.
It was a disaster, man. He was sick for like a week and a half.
Oh, tell me that was out in Europe somewhere and not here.
It was.
Oh,
it
good.
was in Europe, yeah.
And you pretty much stay away from water in any country other than the United States?
Yeah. The thing that's hard, too, is that you certainly can get sick from the meat, but you can get all kinds of stuff from vegetables. It's crazy how much salmonella and all that stuff comes from the vegetables. So you have to just be so careful that what you're eating is really cooked. And and you don't eat salads when you're in a place you don't know.
So you want to eat healthy, but you stay away from the salads because you never know what could be in there.
Yeah, it probably wasn't washed. Yeah.
Well, when you come here on April 21st, you're definitely going to get some good beer. Grand Rapids is like the beer capital of the United States.
And we do love beer.
Oh, there's some great beer out here. So when you come down, you're going to definitely have to try some of the local brews.
And that is something we do on our rider, is that we ask for at least a six-pack of a local brew. We prefer a couple of six-packs of local brews.
Okay, you hear that, local breweries? If you want to get in good with the guys in Chevelle, provide some good local brews for these guys.
Absolutely.
There you go. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys coming to town. You're going to be here on April 21st at the Orbit Room. Tickets have been on sale. It's going to be a great show. Any surprises you guys are plotting that you can give us a little hints about?
Not so much surprises, but people keep asking us, are you going to play old stuff or just the whole new record? We're not going to play the whole new record. That's irritating when people do that. We're just going to do 3 or 4 songs off the new record, and everything else will be old stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to play the songs everybody wants to hear.
At least some of them anyway, yeah.
Okay, I got to ask you, are you playing the clincher?
That is on the set list, yes.
Good. That's one of my favorites. I love the clincher.
Thank you.
Well, Sam, thanks for calling. I really appreciate you calling in and talking to us about everything that's going on in your world, getting us excited for the show that's coming up April 21st. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I. We're very excited to be back on the road, so it'll be fun.
And all you guys out there, keep listening for chances to win free tickets to check out Chevelle at the Orbit Room. Get all the details on the show and more chances to win tickets at WGRD.com.